incredible. That is just incredible, Cedric. I've not seen anything like that before.
No, wow, that's impressive. And a lot of work, but hey, folks, I'm sure love to see it. And if you want to get out there this weekend to see that, maybe go out and take care of it now because we've got some great weather this weekend and they still have the display up. So that'll be pretty nice. Let me show you another beautiful sight. This is more natural, more Mother Nature style here. This is sent in from Meg Roberts. She always sends in some wonderful photos each evening. This is the sunset. And I love this because she says it kind of gives you you got the orange and the red tint to the sky, but she also says you've got these kind of grayer clouds here, which look more like charcoal clouds, right? And then she says it kind of gives you that spider web effect there. So pretty cool there. Of course, we love to see these beautiful photos. Thanks for always taking the time to send those in and share those with us. All right, outside the studios now, nothing like that in the sky. We've got pretty much darkness out there. Temperatures in the mid-30s, and they will continue to fall a few more degrees as we go throughout the overnight hours. We've got 30 degrees in Heber now, 31 in Provo, 30 in Delta. Good evening in Emory. You're at 28, 27 in Hanksville. It's already 24 in Green River and Vernal, 28 in Blanding, and it's 44 currently in St. George. By tomorrow morning, really, we're going to be very similar to what we've seen the past couple of mornings. So more of the same, upper 20s and low 30s for many areas. We'll see a couple of teens over and towards the eastern sections of the state. But for the most part, pretty much very similar where we have been the past couple of mornings. Watch out for some of that patchy dense fog developing, especially near any of the waterways here across the northern half of the Beehive State. So the weather pattern, the high pressure ridge that's still sending all the big storms up and around us, but that's about to change. After we get towards this weekend, we'll start to notice this ridge slowly breaking down. But by the beginning of next week, we'll have a storm system that's finally able to get close enough to us to maybe bring us a little bit of precipitation. It's not going to be a lot, but there will be a chance of something. And then a stronger storm system that we've been tracking and watching the past couple of days, likely still on target to move across the area as we get towards your Wednesday, which happens to be, yes, Christmas Day. So we've got colder and unsettled weather then moving in just for Christmas. And then it looks like we open the floodgates to a much more active and colder storm pattern heading towards the end of the week. So let's track out this active weather pattern for you with that high pressure ridge down to our south. So your Saturday, we're not expecting any weather issues, a couple of scattered clouds, but again, no precipitation expected. Now Sunday, we could get just enough moisture to give us an isolated sprinkle in the valleys or maybe a snow flurry in the higher elevations of the mountains there, but not going to be much. Similar story as we get into your Monday, a few isolated rain showers in the valleys, maybe a snow shower or two in the mountains. But here comes that stronger system. Christmas Eve, we'll have the clouds. It'll be a little breezy, but notice the precipitation is still off to the west. But as we get into the overnight hours, as Santa Claus makes his way across the Beehive State, we're talking about potential of rain changing to snow in the valleys and snow pretty much the predominant precipitation in the higher elevations here. In the higher elevations, I do think you'll see potentially a decent system with maybe up to 3 to 6 or slightly higher inches of snowfall with that system. In the valleys, it'll start off as rain and mix and change over to snow. So we're talking a half an inch to an inch at best probably as this makes its way through. But still, that'll be enough to make it look very wintry around here for Christmas Day. Then we get that system out of here. We get a little bit of a break, but not a long break because look at this. By Thursday afternoon, another system drops in here, a stronger storm that could bring us more precipitation. And then if that wasn't enough, here we go into Friday and even Saturday of next weekend. We're talking about another stronger storm. So an active weather pattern for sure. Light accumulations on Monday. A better chance statewide of seeing some accumulations light in the valleys, higher in the mountains as we go throughout your Christmas Day. And then after that, the pattern really looks pretty juicy when it comes to snow, and we would love to see that for our snowpack. So here's your forecast officially here for Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Again, we'll keep an eye on how this times out going through the weekend into next week. But for overall Saturday, highs in the 50s along the Wasatch Front, highs in the low 60s across the south. And you can see active weather returning just in time for the holidays. So get ready, but enjoy the weekend.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Oh, we will.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Hey, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. We're looking forward to the active weather.
Yeah.
We got our skier over here.
That's true.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll be up at Salt.